Hello, Professor here again, and we are back for episode 41 of the Railcraft server Let's Play, and the robot is once more shut down. And because of this, I have no idea why. This is very strange. It clearly didn't shut down, or it doesn't seem to have shut down because of the power switch. And determining why it's like this is kind of difficult. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo this a little bit. Now, one of the problems is that the robot keeps running out of power. This is stone dust. Let's see, we have ashes in here. When the reactor runs out of fuel and doesn't get refueled by the robot. So what must have happened is that the program got stuck or errored somehow and then exited. And then the robot sat in OpenOS, idling, until the reactor ran out of fuel. And then it stopped charging the robot, and it ran out of power. And since the program wasn't running, it didn't monitor the power level and didn't shut the robot down. So what I want to do is disconnect the robot from the reactor, or the charger more specifically, or in actuality, and we are instead going to hook it up to the windmill upstairs. So the robot will be receiving power indefinitely from the windmill. Now, the windmill also charges this system. Now, I assume it is running. Actually, no, it's being forcibly kept off. So, why hasn't this run out of power then? Are the farms not using power right now? Are they all offline? That's not full. None of these are full. There are no signals down there. That's odd. Now the question is, do I want to... This is empty. So it must be receiving... Either it's not using any power, none of these systems are using power, or it's receiving power from somewhere else. But since the only two chargers are the windmill and the reactor, I'm not sure where it would be getting power from. So what I'm probably going to do, now the charger doesn't have a tier, really, or it's on the highest tier. So I'm going to just have this high voltage cable continue down past this gold cable, which means we're going to need to color it, obviously. And it's going to connect to the charger directly, pretty much. So I'm going to put a piece of cable there. Now, we'll grab the blue painter. Paint it like so that they do not connect. Of course. Pretty straightforward. Then we can hook that up like that without things exploding, which is always nice. Now that comes down there. And then we have the input to the charger here, which doesn't touch anything else, so we can just have a high voltage cable like this. Now we'll go up. Come down here. Then we can meet up here. So now the robot is receiving power from the windmill. Oh, I guess that's where the power is coming from. This is storing a bunch of charge that has yet to be depleted. So let's have a look here. Wind too weak. Right. Alright, so that's going to start producing more power eventually. But for now, the robot is receiving power. We can boot it back up. And now it shouldn't run out of power even if the reactor stops, which means that if the program errors, I will be able to see what happened. So we'll run the plutonium program again. Oh. What? I don't know what happened there. Did it trigger the power thing? Power check? I am not sure. Let's remove the resume file to reset the program. Okay, so that is working. Huh. Ah. Wait, what? Why is it shutting down? That's very odd. It shouldn't do that. Let's edit the program a bit here. Geez, there's a lot of require. Okay, so the check power. Let's do in here print low power, shutting down, and then we're going to add an OS sleep for 4 seconds. Should be fine. What? Huh. I don't know what program is making that noise. Anyway. So now if we run the program. What? Syntax error. Near term. Did I mess something up? Oh. S snuck in there. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, so it is the power check that is triggering, but it shouldn't. Did I change that? That's a bit odd. So power level. Still don't know what makes that sound. Let's have an OS sleep here. So it has to be something with this. The override messing things up. Is this actually right? I'm going to start boot up IntelliJ and then open the project. It's going to start up in a little bit. So this is strange. I don't think this is actually up to date. Hold on. Let's have a look at my paste bin. The last version on there. I don't remember if I... No, it does look... That looks like this. Apparently. It's pretty spot on. Still not entirely sure if that is the last version or not. Okay. I'll be right back when IntelliJ has started up and I've loaded the project. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so here is the project, and it looks like there are some things that are wrong. I don't exactly remember what I did, but I have the previous video up where I, on a different window over here, or a different monitor, I mean, where I made, or where I looked through the program, and I can see that there are some changes in it that aren't here. So I'm going to rewrite those properly this time. So what we want is a local power override equals false if args1 not equal nil and args1 equals true, then power override equals true, and then let's wait for myself past me to scroll down to the check power function. So here we want to replace all of this with power override equals false. And then we're going to have the term clear and then computer shut down. Then somewhere I had the override being reset. But where was that? Was that after a full loop? Yeah. I think it was here. Let me back a little bit. It skips a little bit in the video, so it's somewhat difficult to tell where it is exactly, even though I have it pretty slow. But yeah, I think it's just in between here. So we want power override equals false to reset that. I don't know what that means. So I'm creating a local here. So I think IntelliJ's Lua highlighting, I think this might be a plugin. It's not working quite right. So this should be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to commit this to version control, and so this, and as you can see, I'm working on the elevator stuff. I have a few issues there to work out before I can finish that. So fix power override. And then I'm going to commit and push this to the repository. It's still pushing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now if we go to GitLab, I'm doing this on another monitor for now. So here we go. So this is my GitLab account on the ender.net, where I have the OC programs repository. Contains a bunch of OpenComputer's programs that I've written, and that is what this IntelliJ project is synced up to. So here you can see plutonium.lua with my fix power override message about a minute ago. So what we're going to do, I'm going to click on this file and open raw. This opens the file directly in a tab, and then we get a URL here to this file. Then we're going to go back into Minecraft. I've been standing here for a while. I'm getting cold. Looks like it's pretty timely that I returned. We don't have a floppy disk in here. It has to be in here. No. Oh, it's in the disk drive, probably. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's fine. So what we want to do is do wget or whatever that is, and actually we want to use the force parameter. Then we insert that again, and then plutonium.lua. Actually, you know what? We can download it directly onto the floppy disk. So mount, that's the correct drive. There, so downloads directly onto the disk, which we then grab, head down to the robot, We'll exit that, and then we'll copy with the force from mount floppy disk to local. Okay, it asks anyway, so apparently F doesn't do anything. So now if we edit plutonium.lua, it should have the, yeah, power override, the new power override stuff there. Hopefully nothing else was lost. That would be annoying. But now it should work correctly. Once more. And since it now has lots and lots of power, we shouldn't have any more issues with I could see it unpack a uranium block there. We shouldn't have any more issues with not being able to see what went wrong. And it might have just been the... Although... I actually don't know. Because even if the power... Because it did have the term clear, so if the power check triggered and shut it down, it shouldn't have run out of power, right? Because that's what we specifically fixed last time. But now it has the term clear and the correct override handling. So it should all be good now, I think. I wonder why the frame rate of that is so low. The robot animation. Pretty sure it should be smoother than that. That's odd. Okay, almost done with that. So it should send them down into here. Could use a couple of overclockers in there. I think. But yeah, it's doing that. We have a bunch of iron dust here from to get back from the fuel rods being processed. It is nice that you get the metal from the rods back 100%. I'm pretty sure. That's pretty great. For the new system, what I probably want to do is have these be automatically sent up to the smelting system, to ore processing, and then have it in some way automatically refill the fuel rod, so I don't have to do that manually. Because currently that is the only manual step, except inserting more uranium. Right, I didn't fix the power level text not being on a new line in this one. It's not a huge deal, I guess. Okay. Now that could also use some rounding. Don't know if there is a math round function in OpenOS somewhere. But okay, these have still have varying durabilities. I'm not entirely sure what is up with that. They're still starting the reactor too early. We could potentially have a quick look at that. So, down here in the main loop, what it does is... So these are what... So that's on the left. It turns that to high. The only reason I can see that failing is if it's... Oh. Oh. Okay. That should be left, not front. Because there... it sets the output on the left to 0, but not on the front. So that is... So it was constantly... Because it never set that to low, it never turned the power off. So it was powering the reactor directly all the time. So let's reboot this to make sure to reset the redstone output. At least I think that resets it. Let's do component redstone get output sides front. It's 15. Okay, so rebooting doesn't reset the redstone. So we want set output to front to 0. And now if we do that again, we should get 0. Okay. So there we are going to commit this fix and update the robot. So we want to fix robot powering reactor directly. Yeah, that should do. Then we'll commit that. Then we're going to grab the disk, head up here. Don't know what's up with the frame rate. I hate it. Okay, upload or download that. It's pretty quick this time. You don't have to do a bunch of copying. And then we want to copy from mount disk to plutonium to plutonium. Overwrite, yes. Does that have N? What? Prompt before overwrite. That's the default. Do not overwrite an existing file. Okay. I don't know why I is an option, because it does that by default. That's a bit odd. Might have to ask panel about that. But yeah, so now it should it should be powering the robot through the circuit, or power the reactor through the circuit again, which it should only do after it has completed the refuel. So now that will make sure that these run out all at the same time. Which is... I mean, apparently they run out close enough. Or maybe it's because... Well... I don't actually know what will happen if this works flawlessly. Because I think previously it's caught them all because the robot has failed, and then I've come and rebooted the program, and by then all of them have run out. Or maybe they are close enough tick-wise so that when the robot sees the first one, by the time it does the next check, another one has run out. Not entirely sure. But this should work a lot better now. We can put the high voltage cables away. Step up on a table, I guess. And I suppose I can put this somewhere. Like, say, in this hole I just made and then fell through. Put it in the floor there. Should do pretty nicely, I think. We can plug this hole there. And I haven't bothered foaming all these cables up because, well, we're going to be moving eventually anyway. When the new base becomes habitable. Which hopefully won't be too long, but who knows how long it will actually take. I did put a foam block here ages ago, though, so that you could walk there. But yeah, so that is a bit of stuff done, I suppose, which is better than no stuff done most of the time. And we're going to be back in the next episode. Hopefully I will have an elevator program to install, construct the elevator itself, of course, and show by then. Maybe not. Who knows? So, I will see you in the next video.